Y niños y niñas, boys and girls, we're back.
We're back at it.
Yeah, this is Husky Barbu's podcast number 127. We are just that stubborn, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
The podcast that refuses to die.
Don't die.
Refuses to die. I mean, well, we'll speak about death later. God. Not to make any light of that situation, but, you know, there's life and there's death. Well, this is your Husky, both of the Husky Barbus in this case, Ariel and
Jonathan.
Yeah, well, just in case you didn't know, all five of you that listen, always listen. So
that's good though.
Yeah, I mean,
at least we keep them coming back.
Yeah, and whatever new listeners that are out there, I'm sorry.
We apologize in advance.
Yeah. I mean, you better be thanking Jesus and God or heaven above that we're not going off the rails like we used to. You know, using the colorful languages and whatnot. So we're kind of more tame now in our current state than we were before.
We blame Joey D and Bernie Mac.
Oh my God. Well, we're not gonna go back into those days. No, we're just gonna start acknowledging like the ugly stuff. We're just gonna get that out of the way. MLB, Major League Baseball, suffered a loss today. As a recording time, I mean, us as being Yankees fan, we're not thrilled about what this guy accomplished in his career because it kind of hurts us.
Our current manager, took him deep, a midnight.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, I mean, he used to kill us.
Yeah. But Tim Wakefield passed away today at the age of 57 due to brain cancer. We did not know that he was suffering from that.
It was a private thing that the family wanted to do. But another former Red Sox pitcher, Kurt Schilling, without asking the family or anything.
Another murderer.
Just basically just put it out on the web. Just blurted it out that he was going through treatment for brain cancer, and his family was like, "Yo, what the heck?"
Yeah,
we didn't want anyone to know.
Yeah, you were not authorized to speak on this.
No, he was not. So
you gotta respect the family's wishes in terms of these things because it's not everything that you want. I mean, there's some people that would like their privacy and like to go through their stuff with dignity and respect and respectfully. I mean, I found out because I saw Big Papi, David Ortiz post a picture of him hugging Wakefield, and it's in black and white, and then saying a lot of heartfelt words towards him, and I was like, oh, so something happened. So I just decided to scroll, look up for any posts from Major League Baseball, and finally saw the one from the official Instagram account of Major League Baseball that acknowledged his passing. So, my condolences to his family, his friends, and yeah, why not? Why not the Boston Red Sox nation as well?
Out of your mouth. I'll give it to his family and his friends.
Like, let go of that stuff for today. Let it go. The Red Sox were respectful when 9/11 happened. They were respectful.
Well, 9/11 happened to the country.
Yeah, but mainly the main stuff happened in New York.
Okay.
God. Let out a little steam, why don't you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Right. Let's just change subject, okay? So the writer's strike is over, I guess.
Yeah, they came to some kind of agreement. It wasn't like a yay. It was like, okay.
No, but they did get their demands. They get everything that they wanted. They're gonna get paid For example, royalties for all the shows that they created or co-wrote. They're gonna get paid also for the Netflix because apparently in streaming they had different type of contracts for streaming.
Oh, well, you knew that.
So they're gonna get paid for that too as well. They're gonna get paid, paid now.
Which
So
rightly so, they should.
yeah, so they're gonna be banking in all the monies now. So I open that Uncle Scrooge pot of water storage of money, and just take a bath in there. In there, why don't you? So, congrats on the writers. And if that's the case, then guess what? That means that Hollywood is back in business.
Which is good. I
And
miss all my mainstream shows.
if they're back in business, that means that certain people have to go back to work. And in the wrestling side, that applies mostly to a John Cena, who was doing the WWE runs because he was like, well, I ain't got nothing to do. What was my old job again? Oh yeah,
Yeah, I work for this company.
wrestling jorts, wrestling in jorts. I'm a 50-year-old man, but I still got to wrestle in jorts with a bald spot in the back of my head.
Well, didn't Austin, when he came back for that one run against Kevin Owens, he was wearing shorts too, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Shorts?
but his were actually, skin tight. Whereas Cena, he's starting. He looks like a time capsule from the early 2000s.
Oh, wow.
And his face shows his age now. I mean, it's not that he's a young man anymore. I mean, the dude,
Pup.
the dude is almost. I think he is 46, 47, around that age. So he's very close to 50 now. He's pushing 50. And he got that beautiful bald spot in the back.
Like I have.
No, but him, I don't know what he's trying to do. I mean, I think he has heard about Rogaine.
Yeah, Rogan fixes back there, but it won't fix the hairline up here.
Well, that's what I mean, because that's specifically
But
what he needs.
he has enough money to go get hair transplants if he really wanted to do it.
Yeah, but just go do it. Get it done, dude. You got the money. It's not like it's
Maybe
hurting
he's
him.
just embracing it.
Maybe his girl don't give her. Well, she must not give a rat's behind because he's in all the monies, and she's like, I don't mind a ball spot. This dude is loaded, so. Plus, she must love him.
Nikki Bella probably would have made. Well, he probably would have had to feel like he had to get it done.
Let's not go there. I don't want to go into the whole wrestling sprout of getting.
We don't have. I was just. It was just really weird.
We're gonna keep
that
it.
whole relationship.
We're gonna try to keep this Minky juice free.
What was Minky Juice's? His company.
Exactly. Indirectly, if you mention wrestling, he has something to do with it. Indirectly or directly, he has something to do with it. Because to be told, wrestling wouldn't exist as it is now if it wasn't for Minky Juice.
Well,
no, I mean that. No, I mean that. I mean that he was the guy who brought it to the mainstream. He made it a part of Americana. He was the one. Look, wrestling existed before him, but he was the one that turned it into what it is now, and that's undisputed. That is totally undisputed. Like it, there probably could have gone a guy that had probably put it close to what it is now, but wrestling would not be what it is now. Like all these companies would not exist. Wrestling would not be what it is now if it wasn't for Vince McMahon. I'm sorry. I mean, for better or for worse. I mean, you can have your personal opinions about the man, and rightfully so, but the dude is responsible for what we have now. And, I'm not going to take that away from him. Independently of all his shenanigans and minky juicing.
I just read something on the WWE game thing. It was like the servers for 2022 are going down in January. So anyone that owns 22 and didn't buy 23, they're getting cut off in January.
No, I already bought 23, and I haven't played 22 in a minute.
Yeah, 22 is just collecting dust with me now too.
I haven't played 22 in a minute, and it got more wrestlers than 23. I mean, obviously, because there are a lot of people that have been let go and left the company since.
Well, that's what I'm gonna be playing.
And I mean,
because baseball season is pretty much over, and I'm not buying 2K, NBA.
I like it that in 22 they got Walter and it's chubby Walter, fat, and then in 23 they got Gunther, which is the same wrestler but lost a ton of weight. mad cut. It is basically the same wrestler with different physique, and a name change as well. That dude, man, God bless. He did the work. He committed.
It's funny you say that because I was listening to I listen to sports radio all the time when I'm in the car, and they were saying that a lot of like these linemen in the NFL, they're healthy. Obviously, they're like 300 plus pounds, and they're healthy. But once they retire, they shed all that weight.
Yeah, because they have to be that weight in order to keep their job.
And then the people that are usually like skinny but muscular, like which the position in football disappeared like quickly, which was the fullback position.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those guys they gain weight because they don't like being that skinny. It's crazy.
Same thing you can say with some NBA players. Like once they leave the game,
they don't work out as much as anymore.
They get chunky.
Look at Penny Hardaway.
Plus, you gotta understand they were used to eating like racehorses. You know, they would just devour anything because
and they burn it off like in 2 seconds.
Exactly, because their metabolism was just working extra hours.
OT.
Yeah. It was on OT all the time because I mean they were burning like 10 pounds a night, running up and down that court for 49 minutes every day. Well, every 2 or 3 days. But you get the point.
Now it's every 2 or 3 days. Now, back then,
it was every night.
Yeah.
It was pretty much every night.
Did you hear about the NBA's new resting policy? Because you know people go to these games and pay thousands of dollars to see like their favorite player to play, and
basically they're gonna enforce players.
Yeah.
To play their games, because if these fans paid their hard-earned cash to see the games, you got to show up.
Yeah, so but they're putting in the rule for LeBron James kind of thing, but for anyone that's playing over 35.
Oh, so they're considering him LeBron because he's old.
Yeah, well, it says LeBron James and 6 other qualify for something for exceptions load management. So there's like 6 other players.
It's odd that we have to make up rules where before it was just implied you got to play.
Yeah, so the NBA is trying to clamp down on load management by pressing a new rule that limits how often teams can rest their star players. By holding out of games, the league can now fine teams starting up to 100,000 for resting star players in nationally televised and in-season tournament games, or for resting multiple star players during the season game. So leagues will pre-approve load management for stars who are 35 years or old, 35 years older by opening night, or amass 34,000 regular minutes played, or combine 100,000 regular games and playoff games. So basically, the only people that can basically sit that's eligible for that rule is LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, James Harden, DeMar DeRozan, and Mike Conley.
Basically, the old guard.
Yeah, but they're also a lot of the, I think Mike Conley is not that old and Steph Curry's not that old, but they played a lot of minutes during a regular season and
Yeah,
playoffs.
but Curry's been in the league for a minute now.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in the league when the Golden State Warriors had the old uniforms.
Yeah,
No,
he's not a young as pup as the other ones that I was saying, but
no. I mean, he is younger than LeBron. He is younger than I think than James Harden. Younger than Kevin Durant. He's younger than those guys, but not
yeah.
by much.
And Chris Paul. Chris Paul's I think he's either like a year older than LeBron or a year younger. But I think Chris Paul was in the league before LeBron, so
Hmm.
who knows? But it's crazy.
But well, it's a different league.
Tell Jordan to go sit.
Tell
See what he would
Kobe.
have said.
Tell Kobe go sit. Kobe is really was the last of the Mohicans, like the last of that generation that was just murderers. To me, that Kobe represented that generation. Like Kobe was in a he did get to play in the league when those murderers were there, but those murderers were already old men. They were going out to pasture, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and it was his time. So most of the players now, like how these young bloods worship the ground LeBron walks on. A generation before that, it was Kobe. It was Kobe because he was the embodiment of what the old guard of the NBA was like. That's why he had the respect of the old guys, because Kobe was very, very much old school. His mentality was old school. So, I mean, it's a different NBA. It's not the same one that I watch, that I used to watch. God bless them, and that's it.
Every sports is different now.
Yeah, I mean, you can't keep it. Look at baseball, for God's sakes. We got timers and everything. A different set of rules. I mean, it's made the games a lot quicker.
That's for sure.
It's made the games a lot. I mean, because let's be honest, watching a baseball game was a chore. It was a marathon. It was a marathon.
Even with it being shorter this year, watching the Yankees was a marathon. It was a torture.
Oh God, you gotta go there. Like, let it be. I mean, they stinketh. That's
Hey, listen, they finished above 500.
yeah, but
31
they
straight seasons.
stunketh. They stunketh. That's not for.
There's another word I want to use, but you know what? I'm
No,
gonna.
no, we're keeping it clean. We're keeping it clean. 2023, we're keeping it clean. Same as 2024. We're just trying to keep this clean and broaden our audience
Amen. Amen.
and grow this thing.
Hallelujah.
Because
Hallelujah.
we just start the cuss train again. So yeah. Also, I think this is. I don't know. I mean, I knew this was gonna come eventually. I just question why. A movie about the Ocean Gate submersible implosion is being developed.
Why? Like they have nothing else to write about. They were like, okay, we're on a strike, but let's think of ideas so when we do come back.
Okay, let me just read it here. Mind Riot Entertainment announced that it is making a movie about Ocean Gate's Titan submersible implosion, in addition to a docuseries, just 3 months after the viral tragedy where 5 people died. Nice way to making a quick buck.
I'm speechless. I mean, what?
I'm not. That's par for the course. This is America, son. You ain't making money, you ain't living.
Yeah, but no one knows what happened.
Well, they will infer. I mean,
And you're not gonna get anything out of the company.
yeah,
You might actually get sued.
and try to ask questions to the people who died, like trying to get their opinion.
It's yeah, okay.
You
I
know,
mean,
what I'm trying to say, and I'm not trying to be snarky or sarcastic or being dark. What I'm trying to say is that this is an obvious cash grab. It is obvious
Of course.
because it's still fresh enough in the memory of everybody there. I mean, you are repalled, aren't you not?
Yes, I am. I
Uh,
mean,
You are appalled, and rightfully so, and so as am I. But I'm not that surprised because, as we established in our private conversations, I'm a sick individual that already seen some dark stuff in my lifetime.
so this was just like you read it and you were like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, typical normal human behavior. And you'll be like, but what about the people? They don't give a rat's behind about the people. They care about making their quan. That's all they care. They care only about making their nut. That's all they care about. Like, if we haven't learned this lesson by now, we are all replaceable. We are all removable. Like, if you think your company is going to cry a river the moment you pass away, the people who are going to cry is the people who are closest to you. Your wife, your kids, if you have some, your parents, if they're still alive, God bless them. Family members that loved you, friends that loved you, those are the ones that are going to cry. The rest of them are going to be like, anyway.
Next.
Those are the people that care. The rest, they do not give a rat's behind about you.
I don't know, dude. That just.
It's messed up. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying typical, normal human behavior. Try to make money out of a situation that is so dark and evil and messed up. But let's make some money. Because that's what it is. I mean, eventually, people are just going to find a way to make a quick buck. And Hollywood is not in the entertainment field just for entertainment purposes. It's a conglomerate owned by multiple multi-billion-dollar companies that their bottom line is, give me my money. That's their bottom line. And they will get it by any means necessary. By any means necessary. That's all they care about. This is a modern world that only worships money. You're only worth... I was hearing a bunch of... it was a TikTok. I don't have TikTok, by the way. God bless. Praise the Lord.
That's one thing.
Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. But, that kind of stuff also infiltrates, the other social medias. It goes into your Instagram or what have yous. And on the Instagram story, I saw one that all the girls were like, they were asking how much a man must make in order for you to consider him. It was all younglings, all young girls. They were like, oh, if he ain't making at least $250K a year, I ain't going to talk to him. And I was like, oh, child. Oh, you sweet summer child. Oh, you sweet summer child.
The heck is going on?
And there was the nicest one. She was like, I'm going to be nice. He got to be making at least 150.
What do you make?
And then the guy bursts the little bubble and is like, yeah, the average male makes about like 38K a year. I know but no, you mean 250? No, 38, and that's being nice. That's being nice. That's what the average man makes a year in this country. Then we're gonna be single, like pretty much, pretty much, pretty much, yeah.
You got a high expectation,
yeah, pretty much. Because that circles back to what Chris Rock said. Like, dogs, children, and women are loved unconditionally. Men are loved under the condition that they provide. That is the condition for men to be loved. They are not loved unconditionally. They are loved with a multiple set of conditions. Because we're such trash.
Yeah, I guess.
We are such trash that we got to put a price tag on our neck. So I guess we just got to go out there and say, like, yes, master. Thank God I didn't say with an accent. But yeah. I guess that's what we're what men have been marked down to. I mean, us, the lucky ones that have found already our better half, better be on our knees, thanking the Lord, good Lord of heaven above, for sending us the right partner on our side and having us avoided this cesspool of a generation of females that are running around that have zero brains. I'm not speaking in general, by the way. I'm just talking about whoever may apply, whoever the shoe fits, right? It's to whoever the shoe fits. There's some girls out there that are coming out that do have brains, that do have morals, that do have an idea of what a man should be, and they will love that man for who he is. For those of you, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the ones that I just mentioned, the ones in that video. Their expectation is how much the bank account has. Like, there's more to a man than a bank account. You know, that's mostly the woman that makes the man. The right woman will make or break that man. The right woman will make or break a man. If you're the right woman, you're going to make that man a superstar. You're going to make him a killer. You're going to make him a murderer. And he's just going to kill it in life. But if you're the wrong woman, you're going to turn him into a piece of doo-doo. You're going to turn him into nothing. So how you treat your man is going to determine what kind of man he's going to be. Because he needs a cheerleader. He needs somebody to push him, because you don't know. Like, people just look at men, and believe me, I'm not trying to defend us men like we're all these saints. I mean, certain exceptions apply here and there. But yeah, most of it, the reputation we get, it's earned. Some of the reputation that men get is earned. Because, yeah, some of them, most of them are, I don't think we have to elaborate.
Oh, you don't.
We don't have to elaborate. But, yeah, there are some of those. But there's some good dudes out there that just got turned into garbage because a woman just stepped on his heart and squished it and turned it into a million pieces. So you don't expect that dude is going to be becoming like some sort of good person. Like, how? How is this guy turn into a good person if you just treat him like garbage? If all he's known is garbage, I'm looked as the evil one, the enemy. So how you think he's going to react? How do you think it's going to be his reaction? It ain't going to be nice. It ain't going to be good. Oh, I heard your kitty right there.
She agrees.
Oh, she's a she.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
Gracie.
Oh.
It's the last one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's the last survivor.
Oh.
I had three. It was her and her brother when me and my wife got together. Well, not when we got together. We were still living in Tarrytown, and we moved here in Geekville, and we adopted one from a pet store that we fell in love with right away.
Oh.
Tigger passed away first.
Oh.
He had lung cancer.
Crap.
Misty passed away a few months ago. Same thing, but she fought for like 3 or 4 months hard.
Oh, she was a trooper then.
They took like I don't know if it was an X-ray or an MRI, but they saw like air gaps on the side of her lungs.
Oh man.
So we put her down, and Gracie's the last one.
Well, at home back in DR, my wife got 2 cats. One, it's called Luna. That's the mom. She's already been pregnant twice. I think
that's your original one, right?
No, the original was Mimi, Lionel. But he lickety split. After he got Luna Prego, he lickety split.
He's like, I'm out.
He's a deadbeat. He's a deadbeat dad.
He's a dead dad, huh?
Deadbeat dad. He just put that sperm and just like, well, I'm outie.
Deuces.
Out, deuces. He just disappeared like a fart in the wind. He just poof. Just threw the Batman hand grenade, that smoke grenade, and just poof, dun 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 dun, gone. Where Mimi at? Mimi gone. Mimi not been here for a minute. So The first batch of kitties that Luna had, they all passed away. Uh,
Mhm.
by a conspicuous conspicuous manners. We think that neighbors were poisoning the little kitties because Luna is not our cat. You have to understand. Luna was just a
Mhm.
street kitten, and my wife was taking care of them. She let them inside the house and everything, but they're not hers, you know.
Yeah.
So my wife was trying to do the right thing, you know, taking care of the kitties. She didn't want them to die. I mean, Luna gave birth to the kitties under the stairways from the apartment building where we live in DR.
Okay.
And my wife was like, I feel so bad. I can't let these kittens die. So she left them inside the house. And little by little, some evil people around the neighborhood just gave them poison and killed the kittens one by one. Because they all died with foam in their mouth and everything.
Yeah, they were being poisoned, bro.
Yeah. So, and that killed my wife. And so when Luna got pregnant again, my wife was like, no, this is not happening again. So she decided, look, I'm adopting this cat. So she took her in the house, and the baby and she gave birth to 4 little kittens, and my wife protected those kittens with her life. She was like, no, not again, not
Mhm.
again. So she was responsible to give them once they were grown up and stop lactating, taking milk from mama's titties.
Mhm.
She did the responsible thing and gave them away. She made sure they went to good families, but one of them stayed, and that one is Benji. And
Okay.
she stayed with Benji because Benji is the cutest. He has the fluffy tail. He's the fluffiest of tails, and now he's bigger than his mom.
Wow.
He's trying to nail his mom too. I'm sorry we went there.
You better go fix that cat, man.
That's what I tell her. Fix him, because she told me, oh, he was trying to, like, ew, don't tell me
Oh,
that.
go
Ew.
go get him fixed,
I'm like,
man.
chop that little dingus off. Chop that dingus off. Chop it off. Cut it. Have you heard what Bob Barker always saying? Have your pets neutered. Rest in peace, Bob Barker. Rest in peace. Have your pets neutered.
Mm.
Neuter him. That's ew, blasphemy. Ew. I even said,
Mm.
put him on the phone. I don't want to talk to him. He don't know you. I don't care. Put him on the phone. Benji, you nasty.
Mira, you.
Benji, you nasty. Ew. How dare you? And he was looking at me like, what? You nasty. And Luna, you should know better. That's your boy. You nasty, Luna.
You over here like, okay.
Luna is like, my job is just to get pregnant. Pretty much my job here. That's my job description. Right now. I was like, get those 2 fixed. Like now.
That's crazy.
Get them fixed now. Oh, nasty. Animals don't care, son.
No, they don't.
They don't care. Like the fact that he wanted to get with his
You don't know
mama.
who mommy is. He ain't do it. You know.
The fact that like don't you remember you were sucking on her titties just a few months ago?
And that's why he was trying to Matt game. Man.
Ew! Come on, no. I apologize for this dark turn. This conversation has taken. I apologize. I apologize for that. Ew! So nasty.
Okay, let's
Off the
keep
rails. Off the rails we go. Okay, I got a question. What's with all the Kevin James memes that are coming out? I'm an old man. I'm sorry. I have to
going. I
ask.
know I know they celebrated 25 years from the show the other day.
The King of Queens.
Yeah.
But what does that have to do with all the Kevin James memes? It's
I
like
have no idea.
every 5 posts there's a Kevin James meme. It's like, what is it about? Like, okay, did the dude die? No, he's alive. Is Leah Remini, did she got off by Scientology? Shh, spoilers. I can't talk about this. We can't talk about that.
Yeah, it just says It's just because they celebrated. That's all it is. It's just that one picture that just keep going viral.
But why though?
I have no idea. It's no one's. I just googled it. No one's really coming up with an answer.
Whew. Lord Jesus.
But it's crazy. It is crazy. And that's when he was like probably like the youngest. I think that was like from the first season.
Oh Lord Jesus. Anyways, I don't understand the memes. It's just Kevin James smirking. Was that supposed to mean something?
No, it's I think probably a still from the show.
No, it's just I think it's a because it looks like a professional studio picture. It's just
Well, it's from
him.
the show. I know that's the
Yeah, it's
pitching
a
of the
promo.
show.
Yeah, that's the promo of the show, but it was just
Okay.
him smirking. That's it. Like a smile supposed to say 1,000 things, so it's like
I guess.
so I
Like
guess it's like
who me kind of thing.
who ate the cookie?
Yeah. Well, who me? Nah, not me.
Who emptied the fridge?
I don't know. Him. He ate the cookie and emptied the fridge.
Yeah. Well, he has enough space. Well, that version of him back then had
Yeah,
enough
he's
space.
big now too. He's even heavier, I think.
I mean, he dropped a bunch of pounds when he did that MMA movie.
Yeah, but I think he put it back.
Yeah, unfortunately. But he's crazy athletic, though.
Oh, yeah, well, see,
You know,
that's the thing that makes me mad. And it's not. I'm not mad about you. It's just the way
fat
the
people are
world is.
portrayed.
Like, yeah, it's like
Like,
okay, you see a big guy and you think he ain't athletic. You kidding me?
you know when he did the scene that he picked up the dude when they were doing the arm bar on him, and here comes the pain, or here
I
comes
didn't
the
watch that
boom.
movie. I
Well,
wanted to watch it, but
here comes the boom. They were doing an arm bar on him.
Mm-hmm.
So the scene required for him to pick up the dude and slam him on the mat so he can release the hold. And they were gonna do like cables on the guy. I was like, oh, we're gonna pick him up with and Kevin James was like, no. What do you mean? No, I can pick him up. Like, are you crazy? Like, it's like I can pick him up easily. Because they didn't know that Kevin James was actually in the wrestling team in his high school.
Mm-hmm.
So this was not his first rodeo. No, it's been a minute since he had done it, but muscle memory. And also, he's a big dude. Plus, he was already sharp and in shape for that movie. He was pretty much in shape. So he legitimately picked up the dude and slammed him on the mat. Legitimately, and they used they filmed the scene and they used it for the movie. And they show that he didn't need to use any wiring tricks or anything. That he legitimately picked up the dude and slammed him on the mat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, why does society automatically think, okay, he's a big dude, he's not athletic? Like, I used to run relay. I mean, I'm not as big as I was. I'm bigger now than I was in high schole.
But you're an athletic guy because
But I'm
you
a
obviously
big guy.
you obviously are into sports way more than I am because I done retired my sports stuff a long time ago. I tried sports. Well, as a son of a Dominican, of course, there was only two sports a Dominicans can try for:
Baseball.
baseball and basketball, and which were both played by my brother with immaculate precision. I mean, my brother was hitting 200 or 300-yard home runs when he was 12.
Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, I picked up basketball a lot. Obviously not. Obviously not. Like I play a lot of rec ball. I don't play any really like.
I don't know, my brother, he did, but he was always he wasn't fat, but he was like, chunky.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't fat. He had like that Charles Barkley body. You know what I mean? From when he was a player. And Barkley he wasn't fat, but he wasn't thin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
So, plus his height didn't help him. Plus his legs were always thinner than the rest of his body, so messed up
He
his
skipped
knees.
leg day.
So it messed up his knees, and the doctor told him, "Look, you got to pick one of the two. You can't keep doing both because it's destroying your knees." And he was like, and he didn't listen and messed up both his knees, and out that cost him his baseball career because he was pretty good. He played in almost any position. He was pitcher, shortstop, second base, first base, third base, and he hit that ball and he was sending it anywhere. But he also loved playing basketball, and he was pretty damn good at it. He was playing a lot of street ball back then.
That's just what I play.
He was playing a lot of street ball. I mean, I had a little bit of street ball in me as well, but I was never as good as my brother. I was not good at all, period. The only thing I was good at making assists.
That's important.
That was pretty much everything. The best game I ever had in my life, I didn't even make the winning score. I assisted the winning score.
You still help win.
Yeah, I mean, I dived outside because it was going out of bounds. I dived over. We're talking about in the street. We're not talking hardwood. So I'm landing on concrete here, but I threw myself head first, extended my arms, grabbed the ball in midair, passed it to Felix Fermin's son, old baseball player. Passed it midair to him, and he shot it for three. End game. We won.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of. We used to go to the YMCA. I mean, it was like $3-4 back then to get in. You had the whole gym to yourself. You rack up a team. By the time we started the first game, the whole sideline was full of people ready to play the next game.
That was back in the day. Now I don't think.
Now it's probably like $25 to get into the Y.
No, and I don't think ball as big as it was back in the day because back in the
technology back in the day wasn't as big as it was either. So
yeah.
You had nothing really to do in video games.
And they were mad expensive. And they were
expensive, especially for us class people. Spanish. No,
I remember back in the 80s. I mean, the first Nintendo. I didn't have a Nintendo until like 88, and Nintendos were out since 84.
Because they were cheaper.
No,
that was funny. I saw,
but the reason we got the 88, we got the Nintendo in 88 was because my grandma won some money in the lottery, and because it wasn't much, believe me, it wasn't that much, but she got something, one of those scratchers. Mm-hmm. She filled it out, and she always loved to play the lotto, and she always asked me for the numbers when I was a kid. Me as a kid, she was like, Chucho, tell me the numbers. And I always said the same numbers, 7, 15, 14. I always repeated the same numbers, always, every day. And one day, she got them. She got some money. Nintendo. And she was like, oh, let me, what is the thing you always like? You always mention it you like. And my brother, it's a Nintendo. Like, fool, I know what I'm going to say. Yeah, Nintendo. Like, okay, so she gave my mom the money. She was like, buy them the Nintendo. Buy them that thing that they want. I mean, he earned it. He gave me the numbers. And that's how we got our first Nintendo.
I think when I got my first PlayStation. Well, I had Nintendo, with the little flap. Mm-hmm. And you close the game in, you closed it. I had Super Nintendo. I had a Game Boy. And then I think my next thing was
Genesis.
Had to be the 64. No, the Genesis my cousin had, so I never really wanted it because I always just went to his house.
That's play. What every Nintendo kid did. It was like, oh, I already know a dude got a Sega. Yeah. So I'm not gonna even mess with that. When he wanted
to play Nintendo, I just brought it over, so we had two systems always ready to go.
That's exactly how we did. I remember the most difficult game was Ninja Gaiden for Nintendo, for the NES, the original NES.
Never played it.
No, because that's before your time, my son. you were just coming out of the womb when that movie came out, when that game came out. Like I think the first Ninja Gaiden was like 89, and then Ninja Gaiden 2 was like in 90. So
yeah, it was 2.
Yeah, so you wouldn't know the reference. anyways, Ninja Gaiden was hard, most difficult, and we were living back in DR back then, and we brought our Nintendo from the States, and we got that game. I mean, what we did back in the day is that everybody that had a Nintendo, we just shared the wealth, and we alternate houses and where to play the games. Like we go today, we're gonna go to to my house and play all the games. All the kids in the neighborhood bring all their games. We play in our house. We're gonna play. We take turns, and that's it. We did it very democratically and everything. And my mom just made us pancakes, peanut butter sandwiches, and whatnot. And then we go to the next house the next day, and we play all the games there, and so on and so forth. Then some dude said, "I got Ninja Gaiden." I was like, "Oh, we never heard of it." I mean, you got to understand, no internet back in the day, so whatever game came out, it just came out, and you just find out by playing it. It was the hardest game in my life. We're like, man, we can, and then all of us, and we're talking about all of us are like 10 and 12 years old. We're like, what are we gonna do? This game is so impossible to beat. And there was like, oh, there's this dude called Lenin. He's like 16. So he's way above our pay grade. We're like, and this dude only requires him we give him totada. But he'll pass it. He'll pass any game. He's like a wizard. And we were like, okay. So we talked about, never met this dude in my life. We're like, hey, you Lenin? Yeah. So we got Ninja Gaiden. Oh, word? You got Ninja Gaiden? I've been meaning to play that game. No, well, can you pass it? I'll try. You got totadas? It's like a little crackhead. Like, you got some more stuff over there. He's like, yeah, we got totadas. Don't worry about that. With Malta India? Yeah, Malta India. Yeah, we got all that stuff over there. Okay, so Aces, I'm there. So every afternoon, it was the entire neighborhood just sitting in my living room watching this guy like, no. Come on. I'm censoring what he said.
Yes.
Because it's CO alternado 164. That's all he kept saying. And he beat the game. I mean, it took him a week, but he beat the game. He beat the game. I mean, you got to remember, there's no autosave back then.
No, there wasn't.
So it was all starting over. It was starting over from scratch. And he had to leave because it was at 6 o'clock. Yeah, I gotta go. My dad's gonna arrive home. If you don't see me at home, it's my ass. Oh, sorry. No, cuss
okay. That. Ass boot. It's been said on TV.
Yeah, so if I don't get home, he's gonna have my rear end. He's gonna have my hide. And he passed it in a week. I mean, it was excruciating, but it was like the biggest thing that happened in that neighborhood that week. We were there. The summer of '89. We were there when Lenin passed the game.
It's funny you say that because there was this game for Nintendo 64. I think it was called Cruising USA, or some kind of car game. Mm-hmm. And my little cousins could never beat it. So I was like, what are you talking about? You can't beat this game? Now, obviously, it's like the age difference, you know. Mm-hmm. They're like, I think they were like 5 or 6, and I was like 13, maybe 12. Mm-hmm. So I sat down, I was like, all right, come around. I'll beat it. And just like you guys were, you were like, oh, crap, he beat it. I beat it like this. Because that... You know, that was when like the joystick first came out with Nintendo 64. You didn't have that for any other game system.
Speaking of which, I already told you last week that the Fight Forever game, you know, I already played some of it. I'm not as like I used to be when I was younger. You know, that I just get hooked on a game and I can't stop playing it. Now I'm like, I'll keep playing later. And this week, you know, has been eventful. We'll keep it hush hush, the details. Mm-hmm. But the little I played, the gameplay is exactly like No Mercy, dude. Exactly like No Mercy. Exactly like No Mercy. It is precise, like to the T. All the buttons are exactly like No Mercy. So they kept it old school. I mean, I don't like the graphics because they're very cartoonish. but the gameplay is solid, and it has a game that is the ring is just wrapped in barbed wires and an exploding death match. That's what it's called, the exploding death match. You throw them to the barbed wires, they scar wherever the barbed wire lashes their body, and they start bleeding out of that part. So it's a very gory game. I mean, I would understand now why they made it so cartoonishly, so that way it doesn't look too realistic.
Yeah.
So I understand that the design was on purpose, so that way they can get away with releasing that game. But I like the game. I mean, I haven't explored it as much as I have with, like, for example, the 2K games, the WWE 2K games. But so far it's okay. And just truth be told, I used Punky Brewster versus the guy who made him got himself fired for.
Yeah, I know, you sent me the picture. You
I was like,
me, you
yeah,
go, if you know,
I
you
just
know.
no, and I had to. I'm sorry, I had to. But I just needed a natural resolution to that conflict. That's how we solve things in the ring.
I don't know, man.
Anywho, so I guess we already passed the time that we marked ourselves to do.
Yeah.
But that's normal by now. We always are. Plus, you all are masochists that keep listening, so it's all on you.
Fair warning: we do not pay for therapy.
No therapy sessions here. The T Public store, remember, it's always like 30 or 25% off.
I got a text message today. The entire store is 35% off until midnight. So by the time you listen to this, you're probably gonna have to wait another day or so for another 35% off.
Okay. Okie dokie. What?
Oh, can I say rest in peace to Zach Wilson tonight?
Who's that?
The quarterback for the Jets.
Oh. I mean, it's a given, but at this point, he don't get a pink slip because we're already started the season, and well, let's not continue the uncomfortable.
At least Taylor Swift is going to be in the building.
What time is that game?
8:15. It's the Sunday night game. If they had a chance to flex it out, they would have put the Bills and Dolphins today down in that position. But since this is the fourth week, they can't flex until I think like the fifth or sixth week.
Anyway, so yeah, T Public store. You already know that 35% off is over everything. Our website, huskybyboopod.com, where you can listen to the old episodes. Also, my solo efforts, Husky Introvert Believer, and whenever Jonathan decides to do his solo thing.
Yeah, that's
down the pike. That's way down the pike.
Around there. I have to get the guy that I want to do it with on board. I can't do a podcast solo.
I can barely do one.
That's why we do it together.
Yeah. And also remember our social media, Husky HB Media or Husky by Boo Media, and also our personal social media, that Ariel Duran and Johnny Boy 426. Right?
Sir.
Got it. Okay, so it's been 127 of the Husky by Boo podcast. We're signing off now, and Jonathan's going to see a murder.
Peace out, everybody. Have a great week. And don't root for the Jets.
Never do.
Peace out.
Bye.